Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about the astonishing changes. We're going to talk about American politics, and we're going to talk about the astonishing changes happening on Saturday Night Live. So, Saturday Night Live returned, and the timing was really was really good in that there was a lot for them to make fun of on the in the political discourse. Right, we're very close to an election. People want to, and actually, Saturday Night Live is absolutely excuse me, is absolutely part of the political discourse in America, and also it's not a small part. It's like a massively important part, and the reason why is many nations can't do this, right? Like I think it was Brazil recently. No, I think it was Venezuela that went to town with Twitter. It was like, hey, you guys are, sparking political discussion. We don't allow that here. Russia, you can't speak truth there. Like, there's just so many. Europe, like, there's no, there's a ton of nations now where they don't allow any type. You can't make fun of the leaders but in America, we truly have free speech, right? So SNL has used that free speech for 50 years, 5 decades. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. 5 decades to just lambaste Republicans and the right, and then hail the liberals, hail the left, hail socialism, right? Like just absolute. Come on, like let's talk about SNL. What's their writer room, right? With a few exceptions, generally the vast majority of dyed-in-the-wool Caucasian males hired from Princeton, Harvard, and yeah, Yale. And that's not a joke. You'll find an exact replica. Like multiple instances from each one of those that I just named. It's astonishing, right? Just absolute dyed-in-the-wool liberals, and have been and have been dedicated to liberalism. Well, that changed in season 50, right? I think they understand. One, I think this is the Shane Gillis redemption arc. I think Lorne Michaels realized that when they fired Shane Gillis, they missed a huge opportunity to reach out and have both. They're only making blues. They're making blues titter. That was funny, right? Like nobody's laughing out loud, and for years it was just blues laughing, right? Like red blue divide, political divide. Blue Americans would titter at a few SNL skits, and Republicans wouldn't even watch it. They're like, I'm not going over there to get made fun of directly to my face, right? And I get that, but that has completely changed, right? And you saw this with bringing on Nate Bargatze for a second time. And so, what was the proof? What was the evidence, in my humble opinion, that SNL has gone based? They brought on Nate Bargatze for the second time in less than a year. It was literally 10 months ago they had Nate Bargatze on. They just had him on again. Nate Bargatze is one of the biggest red Republican conservative comedians in the world. Who's the number one? Jim Gaffigan, and he was on playing Tim Waltz, right? So so SNL was crammed full of Republican comedians, right? It's astonishing, right? And they did red content, and they spent the night, their opening, they had a 10-minute opening, savagely brutally insulted Kamala Harris, savagely brutally insulted Kamala Harris's husband, savagely brutally insulted Kamala Harris's VP pick, lazily swatted at JD Vance with a terrible impression by Bowen Yang. Bowen Yang is very funny. I really like. He's actually one of my favorite cast members on SNL. He's extremely funny, but he has no range, right? He's like John Malkovich or Tom Cruise or just guys who play the same guy in every movie. The Rock, like just play the same person in every single movie. Ryan Reynolds, same person in every movie. Bowen Yang's the same thing. He is the most lazy attempt to impersonate JD Vance. Just terrible. It's like they didn't even try. Like they slapped a beard on him and was like, He's like, so what, what kind of cadence how am I going to match his pipe? None of that. Just do your Bill and Yang thing. Don't change anything. Just not even attempting to make fun of. I don't even think they didn't even mention Trump, right? It was astonishing, right, in the opening sequence. And so it was really, really pretty astounding. This is a sea change. This is a true change in where we are in American politics, in my humble opinion. Every single word you just heard is my humble opinion. The important part is when I get to hear your humble opinion, when you get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a fetch millennium.